Hey, how's everybody going? How's everybody doing? Sorry, guitar got my heart rate a little bit elevated. Can help, man, the metal just takes you over. But I wanted to make an update video because I haven't done a video in a long time, as you guys have noticed. And if you saw the first video where I was standing here playing a different guitar in a different room, then you know why that might be. So I warned you guys, like, gosh, it's been like 7 months now, something like that, that when I was going through the divorce, that, you know, that on the And Son channel, at least, you know, it'd be more inconsistent than normal. Not that it wasn't before. And, you know, you don't know, couldn't tell you guys what to expect out of me or whatever. And, you know, I've been doing some videos and stuff, and as you guys have seen here and there. But for the past month or so, I've just sort of been taking a break. You know, just, honestly, I should have done it a long time ago. And obviously still doing all the Hickok 45 stuff. Some of you guys may have seen some of the videos that I did over on the main channel, like the SKS was the most recent one. Actually, that was the last time I talked in front of a camera, was that SKS video. And then one that was posted after that, the Marlin 35 Remington, more recently. And I think there was another one. Oh, well, there was the failed Mosin video, that whole debacle where I got some of the research wrong on that, which I talked about in the SKS video. But anyways, just wanted to let you guys know I'm still here, I'm still alive, still doing YouTube stuff. Just been, you know, taking a little bit of a break, especially on the And Son channel, because, you know, it's a big step in my life. So I'm just trying to kind of take the necessary time to you know, focus on myself a little bit and you know, just keep my life going and all that kind of stuff. You guys know how it is, especially you guys that have been through a divorce before. It's a stressful time for sure. So I've just been trying to make sure that I don't know, take care of myself, because it's important, especially with everything that's been going on in the news. And it's like, it's crazy. It's like, you know, being attacked on two fronts. And I've got the volume on this guitar does not go to 0, by the way. It goes to like 0.5, because you can still see it's all the way down 0. You can still hear it. It's just like, it's teetering where it wants to feed back a little bit. What was I gonna say? This is good. Just to warn you guys, this video is not for the wander-in viewers. This is like for the people who watch a lot of the videos that actually would care. This is going to be a long, convoluted diatribe. I'm going to try to cover a lot of different things in this video. Not just about myself, other things, of course, but I just kind of wanted to open with that. But what was I saying before I got off track? Yeah, with everything going on in the news, of course, with the shooting, the gun bans, and, you know, and you guys haven't really heard me talk about this a whole lot because, you know, I haven't been doing the podcast and everything. But as far as from a personal level, it's been crazy, because it's like I'm dealing with this personal crisis in my life of, you know, the divorce and everything, which, don't get me wrong, the separation part of it is I'm super thrilled about. I've actually been really excited being on my own. It's pretty nice, actually. It makes me wonder why I ever got married in the first place, which, word of advice, never ever even think about getting married without doing a prenup. Don't just take my word for it. Ask anybody who's been through a divorce that didn't go completely smooth, which is not many of them. Most of them go pretty bad, apparently, from what I've heard. And so don't do that. Get a prenup. If she loves you, she will do it, okay? So anyways, I keep getting off track. What was I talking about? I haven't made a video in a while, so I'm kind of rusty. Yeah, so I'm dealing with the negative aspects, which I can't get into the details, just like I said in the other video, but I'm dealing with the negative aspects that are very present in my situation of the divorce. And then this other attack, you know, from the left and the anti-gunners and all this kind of stuff, and it's weird how they mirror each other in a weird sort of way. So it's like I'm just, you know, it's a really strange, unusual time in my life, to say the least. But it's going to make me a better person, a much stronger person. It's just for now, I'm just kind of having to deal with it. And once I've, gotten through it all, the divorce mainly, I'll be able to get back to doing a lot more consistent content than you've ever seen out of me before, without a doubt. So that's been kind of crazy, and yeah, I've been following all that stuff, of course. Some of you guys that follow the Instagram, John JOHN_Hickok45 on Instagram, that's kind of where I've been living on social media here lately. Mostly, I've been posting a lot of stuff over there, and I've put out some of my opinions there and on the John Hickok Facebook and some of that kind of stuff. And like most of you, I'm of course pretty frustrated just by the tactics that are being used, and the fact that they're parading these kids around to try to take our freedoms away, is pretty disgusting, to be honest. It really is. But trying to look at it in a positive way, it's going to sound weird to say this, but in some ways it's kind of a good thing that they're doing this, because people are starting to realize, even people who are kind of in the middle I'm talking about, are kind of starting to realize how gross it is. And also they're really putting themselves out there, and these kids are not prepared to have real gun debates. I mean, they're being fed all this information, but they're being fed information that, as we know, a lot of it's not based in reality. It's just stats. You can find stats to prove anything, just a bunch of dumb stuff basically. And a lot of them are kind of being outed for not really knowing what the hell they're talking about, basically. And another thing too is it's motivated and mobilized our side. I'm not normally a huge fan of this guy. He's a little too far right for me sometimes, but Ben Shapiro, I think is his name. I mean, I got to respect the guy for being, he's so analytical. He makes such great points. I mean, he's an impressive dude. I'm not knocking the guy. I mean, he's a very impressive guy. And unlike a lot of those big media personalities that are viral on Facebook all the time, I feel like he is real, and he does believe what he says. And, so I respect him for that. I just don't agree with him on everything, of course, which is true for most people. But he had this great thing about those kids, and like some big rant about them, and he was talking about how basically they're going to scare gun owners into voting, which is a good thing. That's what the other side doesn't realize, is they think they're getting mobilized, but they're also mobilizing us. I mean, we're kind of like gun owners and gun rights supporters. We're like this big bear in the woods. For the most part, we're just out in the woods doing bear stuff. But you poke us a few times, then we're going to wake up and you're going to see what we got, basically, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I got after Sandy Hook happened, I remember telling a lot of people how, as scary of a time as this is going to be it. Like, this is when people are going to decide how they feel about guns. And if we win this one, it is a big deal, and it's going to turn the tide in our direction in a big way. And I think that ended up being true. And this one seems like almost as big of a deal. It kind of snuck up on me, on all of us, I think, in a way. But the same is kind of true. If we can definitely survive this storm, then we'll be in really good shape. And it's frustrating too. And I get it. They want to ban guns. That's what it is. They just want to ban guns. But it's still frustrating that, while, even though it's a small percentage of the people that die in this country, school shootings and shootings in general in public areas is a problem that has to be addressed and talked about. But it's like one side is stuck on ban guns, and then the other side is stuck on defend guns, so nothing gets talked about, and it's not our fault, because we got to defend our right to own guns, of course, before we can start doing a whole lot to try to push for something to fix this, which a lot of conservative and pro-gun people have offered up the ideas about, and I have too, about putting armed guards, of course, in schools, or having police officers, or metal detectors, and all this kind of stuff. And I've been hearing some stuff about how they've really increased the security at Parkland specifically, and the kids are like annoyed by it for some reason, which is super ironic, of course. But it's a crazy time. It really is. I mean, the country is more polarized than it ever has been. I don't see that changing anytime soon, fortunately, which is why things like music are important, because you know, at the end of the day, you still gotta find ways to be happy and enjoy life. You know, you can't get bogged down too much based on what you read in the news, even though it you know, directly affects us. You know, people have been asking me, you know, like, oh, you think they're going to take our guns and blah, blah, blah. They're not talking about your guns. Like, yeah, they are. I got, you know, probably 15 or 20 guns in my safe that they literally want to take out of my house or make it illegal for me to have, or illegal for them to make. So I mean, the threat is real, but at the same time, you know, we got to relax and, you know, enjoy our families if we got them, or enjoy our guitars, or, you know, episodes of SpongeBob, you know, whatever you got to do, you know, have a good time. Don't let it eat you up inside, or what, you know, what are we really fighting for if we're not still enjoying life? So I'll get off my soapbox on that, but yeah, I've been playing quite a bit of guitar lately. I don't really feel like I've gotten a whole lot better necessarily since that last video, even though it was 7 months ago, because I don't like work on stuff. I just jam. You know, I can't help it. It gets me. I get bored of the guitar. The guitar is just fun for me, and I get super bored if I don't just jam and have fun with it. So that's why I just kind of mess around and goof around and stuff. You may have seen me on Eric, you know, from Iraq Veteran 8888. They started a secondary channel called Guitarsenal. I went down there, hung out with them, and that was when, you know, he checked out the Mosin and that whole thing and confirmed that it was authentic and all that stuff. And we did a Guitarsenal video, had the green Mean Green Machine Dean, you know, the slime, the dime slime Dean guitar down there, and he taught me how to do scales, or at least showed me how to do scales and all that kind of stuff. And I worked on it a little bit, but you know, I haven't progressed with that as much as I should have. It'll just be a very slow, gradual thing for me learning scales. Like, I just like to jam and do, you know, stuff like this. And see, what's fun about that is, like, I 100% made that up. I had no idea, you know, when I started playing up here, I had no idea where I was going next. And that kind of is exciting for me. You know, like if I'm playing a riff, if I turn it loud, you guys won't be able to hear me, but if I'm doing like a chug like this, you know, the whole time I'm thinking like, all right, where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna go? Oh, let's try here. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. All right, now what? Maybe, it's like, I don't know, let's try. You know, just kind of like guess and check method, basically. And that's kind of fun for me, because occasionally, a lot of times it'll sound like garbage or whatever. And at the end of the video, I'll put, because I jammed a bunch before the video, because I was trying to start off with something good, kind of, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to edit it together, but any of like the extra stuff I'll put at the end if you guys want to check it out. And I've got another microphone. I got a microphone set up here to hopefully get some better guitar audio. You know, we'll see how that goes. The battery might die on it. Who knows? Something bad will happen, I'm sure. But that's the fun of guitar for me. That's what I enjoy about it. So my getting good at guitar will take a while, basically, is what I'm saying. As far as like my gear and stuff, I was going to talk about that a little bit. So this is a Koch amp. They are made in, I should have checked before, I think Finland, somewhere in that area. And Eric actually gave this to me. I played through this on in the Guitarsenal video where he was teaching me scales, showing me scales, and I was playing through this. And he's a blues guy, so he didn't really have a use for metal stuff. And he said he got a really good deal on this thing, and he didn't ever need it or use it or whatever. So he said, "Hey, just take it," you know. So I did, and I appreciate him for doing that. And I picked up one of these orange 4x12 cabinets to set on top of there, and it's a great pairing. Like, I love my JCM 800 over here. It's a sweet amp, but as far as metal, it's a little basic. Now that's why I like it, because it's such a classic, iconic you know, the JCM 800, you know, heavy metal. It's just so classic. But I kind of like this because it's sort of a little bit unique, and it's kind of like I get to have my own sound to a certain extent. Not that I'm going to be in a band or anything, but I don't know, that sort of is what attracts me to this. And also it sounds a little better at lower volumes. And the place I live now, I live in a townhouse, which the only reason I'm making this video is because my neighbor is gone, at least he was when I started. So he might be like, what the hell is going on if he walks in while I'm just over here. But you know, I try to be respectful and only play during the day when I think he's, you know, gone or something. But anyways, that's the rig that I got there, and this is my 82 Dean ML. Can't remember if I told you guys what this is, but I kind of like it because it's sort of it kind of has the air of Pantera and Metallica. Of course, Pantera being because it's a Dean ML, and it's an older one too, so it has that really nice playability, which is what got Dime into them, you know, back in the day. You guys know I've talked about my 81. There's a video on the John Hickok channel where I talk about my 81 Dean ML and the significance of that and all that stuff. But it has that, but then it has a fixed bridge, you know, like James Hetfield, of course, played the ESP and Gibson Explorers with a fixed bridge. And what was the other thing? There was another Metallica thing about this. Oh, well, and also the way I have it tuned. I have it tuned down a half step, so that kind of gives me the ability to play, you know, like if I want to play, you know. Stuff that Metallica did in standard, you know, it still sounds okay on this guitar. And then if I want to play, you know, something Pantera that was in light D tuning or something like that, it still also sounds kind of okay because it's like right in the middle. You know, stuff like that. I need to learn. I literally is about the only Pantera riff that I know. I need to learn some Pantera. Oh no, there's a Message in Blood I was messing with the other day. It's something like this. That was god awful, but something in that neighborhood. So yeah, this is a nice guitar, and it's one I've had for a little while, but I sort of neglected it. Like I just scarfed it up because I got a killer deal on it. And these things do not come up very often. These are pretty hard to find guitars. These old Dean MLs, or just a Dean in general, before they went out of business, when they were all U.S. made back in the early '80s and late '70s, and they play amazing. I mean, this guitar is just, I mean, it plays so great. They're kind of one of those hidden gems. I shouldn't even be telling you guys about them because you'll be trying to buy them out from under me. But they're, you know, if you find one, you know, like I've got two of them now, so, you know, I have my quota, I guess, you know, I'll let you guys buy some of them if they come available, but really, really cool guitars. Let's see, what else? There was a couple other things I wanted to talk about while I was here. So think about live video. It's like you get brain freezes. I have been doing a lot of stand-up lately. I know that for some reason I've been seeing, like around different places, people like referring to my failed stand-up comedy career. There's two things wrong with that. One, I never actually stopped doing it. I slowed down, like the past like year or so. I slowed down quite a bit. Wasn't doing it as much, but I didn't ever quit. And then career, it's not exactly a career if you're an open micer. It's kind of ridiculous. Some of the stuff that like if you're in a position where, I don't know, like this, where you're putting out videos and stuff like that, and you, whatever it is, you're in the some level of public eye, the stuff that you read about yourself on the internet is so funny, because they're like, they'll say stuff that's just like so crazy that has nothing to do with you, really. It's like flavored by you, but it has nothing, it's not really about you per se, but they're so serious about it and sure about it. And it's like, what did they see that made them think that was true? I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, I'm used to it by now, but it's just funny sometimes. But I've been doing more stand-up now that I'm, you know, single-ish, still not finalized, unfortunately. But I've been having more free time to do that kind of thing. Also, it's just been good for me to get back out there and do more stand-up. I've been doing it as much as I did in the early days, several nights a week, and writing a lot of new material and all that kind of stuff. So if I get really back, with that good again, and I feel comfortable with it and everything, I'll start, announcing. I actually got a couple of shows coming up, but I don't necessarily want to advertise them yet. But at some point, I'll start doing that again. If you guys want to come out to shows, I mean, they're all going to be like in Nashville, of course, and I may try to get some footage occasionally and put like a joke out, or or something like that again, like I used to do. But I don't know why well, I do know why. I mean, family life sort of got in the way, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but in general at least. But yeah, I slowed down in a big way. Like I guess I've been doing it for, I started in I want to say September of 2015. So I've been doing it for like a little over 2.5 years, coming up on 3 years, something like that. And the first year and a half, I was like, great guns with it. And then sort of started slowing down a little bit, and then I almost really dropped off to where I was only going up on stage 2-3 times a month, which is not enough to even maintain a level of decency at it. But it is well, it's not like riding a bicycle. It's a little bit like working out. Like you ever lift weights religiously for a while, and then you stop for several months, and then you start doing it again. Like you can tell that you've lost a lot, but you sort of you get back to where you were a lot faster than when you started. It's kind of like that. It's a little bit like that. There's a lot of the I'm starting to kind of work some of the rust off and get somewhat back to where I was and stuff like that. And, but that's been fun doing that again and everything. I'm just gonna play it for a little bit if you guys don't mind. Now with this guitar, one thing that's fun about having multiple guitars is when you pick up a different guitar, it just makes you kind of play different automatically. Like with the Green Dean, when I was playing it a lot, it's in drop C, so there's a lot of bar chords and stuff like that. And I broke a string on it, and I don't have a pack of strings that have the right string for it, and it's a Floyd Rose, so it's a little bit of a job, to do. So I've just kind of been putting it off for a couple of weeks, and so I grabbed this guitar, and this is why I started playing this one a lot lately, because of that. And now I do a lot of, because this one's in, like I said, it's a half step down, so you play it more like standard with these kind of power chords instead of just a bar. And so I've been doing a lot of riffing like that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff where I didn't really do that much with the other guitar. And something I've really been into lately is palm muting and doing these kind of, sweep isn't the right word because that's a different thing, but kind of scratches on the way up. Let me show you what I mean. There's a certain way that you can, if you kind of ease up on the palm muting just a tad, I think Dimebag used to do something a little bit like that. You can get this really cool kind of sound that just really gnarlies up the riff. I think it's really cool. Alright, my camera shut off. Luckily I noticed it like right as it did it. I don't know how much of the playing cut off there, but one thing I was going to say too is you can see why Dimebag was attracted to these guitars so much, or maybe it was his style was influenced by this guitar, because something about the way these things are designed, I just feel like they do pinch harmonics really well. Pinch harmonics got stage fright a little bit, but you get the idea. And these are just great sounding. I mean, these are just well-built guitars. They just really are. There's no way around it. Anybody will tell you that. But anyways, about this video being super long, I'm trying to think if there was something else. I know there were some other things I wanted to talk about. I'll make a list next time. Oh yeah, I know. There was one other thing for sure. So last thing before I let you guys go, and if you're still watching the video at this point, then I appreciate the hell out of you, because you have a lot more patience than I do. And I know that if you're watching this too, you're one of those people that have stuck with me for the whole time probably, and all that kind of thing. And that's what makes this fun. This kind of stuff fun is being able to communicate with people that I've never met all around the country or the world, and get their feedback on what I'm doing. And it's just, I don't know, it helps me kind of better my life. It's fun. It's I don't know, it's a kind of a magical thing. It's hard to describe, but basically what I'm trying to say is I appreciate the hell out of you guys, because we wouldn't get to have this weird and very awesome life without you. So appreciate it. But before I go, I do want to say one more thing. I was gonna let you know that I do have some videos coming out. And I know it's been a long time since I've done one or whatever, but I actually have a Glock 19 video that's going to be posted very soon that I recorded like last week or something. I was going to put it right up, but I realized now I want to do this first and kind of announce my sort of return-ish, whatever. And so that's going to go up soon. And then also I did a podcast like forever ago with this this lady that has a YouTube channel called The Liberty Doll, and she's super cool. You guys would love her. It's very kind of libertarian, and she does a lot of basically political videos. She's very pro-gun, and just a super nice lady. It was a real pleasure to talk to, and did that podcast with her back in over a month ago, and just I don't know, just sort of got in a weird mood. But I didn't really want to do anything that I didn't have to do, and then it kind of evolved into like, well, maybe that's because I do need to actually take some time off, and I think was the case for sure. But I've got that podcast, and I'm going to put that out. So look for that. In the meantime, go check out her channel, because she's awesome. You guys will love her. And I'm going to probably make some more videos kind of like this, just talking about stuff. I want to do some music stuff, because guitar has been my big thing other than guns lately. It's been a big escape from this situation and everything that I've been involved in. But they won't all be like this long, boring, not well put together tirade of thoughts. I'm just kind of rusty, not been in a video in a while. But yeah, I'm going to do more stuff. I'm going to do some more of those one-take videos, like that one I did on guns and drugs. I'm going to do more stuff like that. I'm still going to do some gun videos. I got some new YouTube channels possibly that I'm going to be starting when I get time. So I'm going to be doing some stuff for sure, especially as it nears the end of this personal situation that I'm dealing with, whether it's a month from now or a year from now or whatever. I've kind of gotten to the point where it's like, all right, I'm ready to get back to my life, regardless of what the paperwork and the legal system says. I'm going to get back to work and start doing some things. I've had enough time to just kind of hang out and sort my life out and everything. So yeah, you'll be seeing more stuff out of me. You'll be seeing me on the main channel more often, and I appreciate the kind words I've been seeing from some of you guys over there. Those are fun to do. And anyways, I appreciate you guys, and you know, wow, if you listen to this whole thing, you got some serious patience, and I appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you later. Except I'm gonna play a little bit. You know I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be the outro, so. John Hickok here. It feels good. I've been bringing this thing out a lot lately. This is my, you guys have seen the 81 Dean that I have. This is the 82. It's got a little bit smaller headstock, but still kind of in the same ballpark. No Floyd or anything like of course the great Dime would have put on there, but it's kind of nice because this guitar is sort of it's like two of my favorite metal bands being Pantera and Metallica. It's sort of right in the middle, especially being, the ML shape is of course it's all Dimebag's thing, but it's half Explorer, which is part of where the Metallica part comes in, and then having the fixed bridge also, and then being a Dean and this shape, of course, Pantera part. But anyways, I thought that I would make kind of an update video just on everything that